Alright guys, I'm back with the third video in this Titan Megazord series. Just gonna put these guys in the Megazord mode and let you know what's going on in the first arc here, again. Let's see. Some of the things that happen during this first arc that are kind of important to come later, then or resound later on is... Well, Mordecai dies, as I mentioned last video. He gets killed off by the Titan Megazord, using the Udana enhanced Mystic Slash, I guess, or Mystic Spell Seal. And Necroli, who's, the queen, the surviving ranking member of the evil troop, mostly because Korag goes and disappears somewhere, has to seek out and find a replacement for him, which she does, in the form of Imperius, who is this big mummy guy who has strangely enough, a lot of peacock motif going with him. First off, transforms kind of to his time makes when you want to put his horns together again like this. Tilt the head back. And I guess you can go ahead and do that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to come down here to his feet and just straighten those all the way out. It's like that. So you've got these. See this blood versus this blood. We're going to do the same thing over here. Straighten it all the way out. So essentially you have this kind of action going on. And he may not stay like this, but if he doesn't, we'll just put him down like this. And then of course we have to take Madison here, and we're going to fold her head away, and then split her right down the middle, because that's what you do. And you just take her lower body here, her leg, and twist it around like that and fold that up. And then you attach it to the leg right there. It's got two pegs here and here, and she's got her matching holes, so you just get those in. Now, earlier I mentioned something about the connection between Necroli and Lele, or Lele, or whatever how they pronounce it. Turns out Lele is Necroli's daughter, and we don't see her father on screen. We just know Necroli turned him into a worm at some point, which, I guess this not particularly. That's one way to settle a divorce. Snap those in like that. Okay, so now he's got a good, relatively stable pair of feet. Okay, let's just come around. We'll go around here to the back. See if we can get him to stand a little better. Probably not, though. Yeah, there he is. And you want to take a chip here, and you're just gonna open him up. Instead of turning him into dragon, you're just gonna flip it. You're gonna just tuck his head away back behind his torso here, and just flip that back closed, so that you have him kind of looking like this. He's headless right now. Fortune, poor bastard. And like that. So essentially you have him, kind of spread out like this, kind of. And then you just tuck this component back into Xander's back. Okay, let's see what other things are going on in Mystic Force at this point. Of course, Lele and her mom kind of have a difference of opinion, but she moves back into the pit where her mom is staying. Let's see, Claire goes through her powers fairly quickly. Oh, and they have, I guess this is also where Korag becomes more important, because he begins to have, he has the first of several major battles of the Rangers at this point. And the first real hints we get more about his character, in that he's greatly overpowers them, but he refuses to finish them off, saying, when only when you're strongest should you challenge me, I believe. Just tuck his head in him like that. And you take Vita here, and just flip her up like that. Flip her like that, I think. Yeah, like that. Kind of looks like it's the dragon's head again, but you're not quite going that way. She's got a little clamp here on the side of her head. He's got matching holes. You know how this goes. Like that. And just fold his arms out, and there. And you got a big M for the chest. And you can just go ahead and break his arms, or break his legs like that. Snap them out like that. And yeah, like that. So you have that component done. Anyways, the Rangers are able to beat him. He doesn't die for strange reasons at first, but later on you're kind of glad he doesn't die. Okay, that's it. Okay, you got the Titan looking like this. It's pretty obvious what's about to happen, but you split it open like this. You take the head, make sure you take that back, because you don't need it right now. And you can see in here he's got a clamp in here, and a couple little holes right here. But there's the clamp. And you go back to Nick, and he's got a pair of matching clamps back and a little post right there. And you're just gonna put him in here. So I'm just gonna try and get that done. Oh, and I went in fairly quickly. Alright. So you have this component looking like this. Now you go to his hands, like this, and you just really want to fold that part of the hand down so it's split like this. Here's the top, the lower part of the arm, and the top of the forearm. And you come down here to the hand and kind of one-handed. Turn it around so there's the fist, and you just kind of, hold on a second, let me see if I can get this. Yeah, you gotta make sure you pull the fist all the way through so it tucks in correctly. And you just want to repeat that a little quicker on this side. Alright, there's this, and now you just take this back up, and you take it in place. And there's his head, and there is the Titan Megazord. And of course he's not completely armed because we have his weapons down here. You just want to take the trident and sword and fit them together. So you have this, and then you have the tail, and that fits together like this. So all four weapons have hooked together, four components, and you can put it in either arm. And make sure you tuck his wrist in, and then of course that's pretty much it. I know you can't see this right now, I'm just going to do a quick shot of him. But here he is. They didn't really say what to do with the Yellow Ranger, or Chip, but you can do whatever you want with him. That came up a little clip. But yeah, that's pretty much what happens in the first part, the first acts of Mystic Force. More stuff follows, and I'm going to try and talk about that as I tackle the other Megazords. And believe me, there are a lot more in the series. But this has been it for the Titan Megazord and everything that goes with it. So, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.